Hello.
Hello.
P is back in the studio. She's got thoughts and things about all that photo image magazine laser print transfer business that we did the other day. Love looking at your ear. Such a pretty ear.
I'm fixing.
She's fluffling through things.
I'm fluffing through things.
Yes.
I have a lot of stuff to fluff. No lack of fluffy stuff.
No lack of fluffy stuff. There we go. All right. See, you're a little shorter than I am.
Yes, I am. My head's bigger, but I'm shorter.
Yeah. So that big brain she's holding. Okay, and I don't know what. Oh, I do know why. 1 second.
What?
I was like, it's like we don't have all the light that we normally.
We don't.
There we go.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, looky there. I was like, I'm kind of in the dark. I'm normally not in the dark.
I don't know if that makes a big load of difference, but
That's something. I don't know. It makes us feel better.
well, I can find stuff easier back there with the light on.
Alrighty. Well, hello, everyone. I don't know. Are we going to do some announcements? Let's say hello to everybody. Do say hello in the chat so I can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies. It's very important here at the beginning because it lets other people know, hey, something fun's happening here. We need to be over there too. That's our idea about it all, at least.
Absolutely.
The best description I can give of it. We've got Angela, Ann, Anthony, Belinda, Brad, Candy, Carrie, Charmaine, Chris, Dana, Devin, that's Yolande, Diane, Eddie, Estella, Griffinshield, that's Rhonda, Isabel, Joni, somebody else just popped in there, Carrie Griffiths just said hello, I believe. I think that's who popped in there. Maybe Christy Hartman. All right. We've got Jacqueline, Joni, Judy, Kathy, Carrie, Kimberly, Lisa, Marcia, Martha, Maya, Nadine, Nancy, Nightbot, Paula, Penka, Quirky Queens, that's Kirsten, Respect Design, that's Akiko, Ricky Nordmeyer, Silver Granny, that's Lynn, Star Traveler, that is Linda, Susan Dufresne, SWL, Texture Junkies, that's Sharon, the Castiglias. Well, hello and welcome. Let us know if you have a first name that you want us to use. Tina's here. Trish is here. That means Evie's here. That's one of the ones probably popped in there. All right. If I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. It's just simply that, you know, it loads the way it loads. Now I am back in live chat. Everybody's saying hello. Wow, P, your workspace is looking great.
I know. Yeah.
Aw, thank you, Chris. She says, I look forward to seeing these so much. Aw. Well, we look forward to being here. Some days we're a hot mess of, like, you know, whatever, but we're excited to be here.
I'm always excited to, you know, be able to get out of bed and breathe.
Oh, Kirsten spoiled Carrie Griffiths with her swap.
Ah.
Our swappers are the best. I'm telling you, I think in our group we got the best swappers around.
It is. It is, without a doubt.
Oh, yes, and we have a new Powsy Wowsy member. It didn't pop up. Is it at the very top? Hold on here. I'm going to see if it lets me know at the very top. It's not giving me the... But, yeah, we had some new Powsy Wowsy members. It's not giving me the little thing, so I don't know how I know, like, which one or who it is that's the new one. But we are. Those of you, just to kind of... Since Brad mentioned that, thank you. Appreciate that. Any of you that were Loverly and Mucky Muck here on YouTube, if you want, you can always sign back up onto the ARTY perks here if you want to have the emojis and things of that nature. Suzanne Ends. Yes, welcome to Suzanne. Thank you, Brad. See, he was able to look at it. I probably could have done that, but I'm always nervous I'm going to hit something and then, you know, things don't go well.
There anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
We disappear.
All right, but yes, if you want to sign up for the ARTY perks and have the little, you know, you get the little block, color block thing, and then it says that you've signed up and all of that business, and you get to use the emojis. And that's one way to kind of support the channel. I mean, the number one freest, no charge, is to subscribe to the channel. How about that for some YouTube business?
That's what I did.
Oh, and she signed up for ARTY. She says, I signed up for the ARTY Perks free member over on the website, so she gets notified of things. That's the other If you want to
Well, I got to pick. I got to heart my wish list.
Yes, that's right. If you want to have a wish list, at the very least, you must sign up for the free ARTY perks. Because it has to know, like, it has to hold it somewhere. So you have to have a little, at least a free account. Announcements. Because we're coming towards the end of the month here. So just keep in mind that, at the beginning of April, there's going to be lots of posts. Because we will have the new swap. That's hosted by Joni. There will be a new color challenge. That's Paula and Carrie Griffiths. And then we have the collage challenge from Judy P. There's the stencil challenge thing. Oh, and actually, we're trying to keep away from challenge because it's not really a challenge. It's a, it's like within yourself challenge, challenging you. So they're really prompts and fun things to do to get your arty. What did we say? We used to say
mojo.
Spark your art fire within.
Yes.
Yes.
Your art mojo going.
Get your mojo going. A lot of people say that they do that, so I'm very excited about that. And then, of course, we have the Makers Creative Collab. You can always participate in any of those. I mean, even way back ones if you want. All that information is over there in the featured area of the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group.
Are the old ones there too?
Yeah, because we keep the whole list. And this last March was the Dreamweaver, and then April is Winging It. And we have both our YouTubers and non-YouTubers. If you're a non-YouTuber, you can post anytime you want. And if you're interested and you are a YouTuber, reach out to myself or Texture Junkies. That's Sharon over on Facebook. All right, I think that's the announcements. I got her all done. If I missed one, it wasn't, let me know. Closing that one. Okay, let me read up on here. Chat, thank you for posting that. Darcy, I tell you, she's on it with the hashtags. Thank you very much. Oh, Eddie says, I hope it's white and ivory. He says he's teasing. Actually, they did the white one, I think. That was one of the ones I piloted.
I did a white. Mm-hmm.
It was tricky.
Shiny on top of matte white, and it was kind of cool looking. It truly was. Mm-hmm. It was very low contrast.
Hello, Nancy. She says we're looking cute as usual. Oh. Thank you, Nancy.
I would just see my shirt.
What's her new shirt?
Can you see Save the Books?
Yes. There you go. You needed perkier.
Well, that bird already flew the coop.
You need more of a shelf for your book.
Okay, I got it, but it's in the back side. I guess I could turn my shirt around so much. My shelf is on the back side.
All right, we're going to leave that one there. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to go topside. You ready to go topside?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm hot to trot.
Hot to trot. There we go. Oh, goodness.
Well, I had a simple... What?
Kayla says hi, P and M. P keeps one-upping me on the clothing. This is war. I'll show you where you can get.
I gave her the information.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to put that down below in the description area after the stream because she just handed that to me.
I did.
I want one. It comes in blue, too.
Yeah, I think it also comes in army green.
Ooh.
I had a hard time deciding, but...
I think that was a good call, because that scarf looks fabulous.
Well, that was kind of what I had in mind when I did it. My ancient...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm afraid to wash it, because what happens is the little...
Van is doing well.
He is.
His blood pressure's a little high,
his little blood pressure's high today, but his pulse rate is up, and that seems to be what we are battling right now, is the...
Yeah.
Battle of the blood pressure as opposed to low pulse. We don't know. They don't seem to be excited. No one's contacted us because he has a monitor on. Mm-hmm. So we're not. We're just gonna go with it.
Oh, I'm showing full sound here, Estella. So never mind. My phone decided to connect. That happens around here and causes a lot of kerfuffle with Izzy and her iPad because sometimes she leaves her headset going somewhere, and then she's like, the sound isn't working. It's like, you're connected, lady. the baby. Yeah, it happens.
Well, I'm very happy. Here lately, she has been
really, pretty good. Pretty darn good.
But she's been playing with her
Toys.
Mountain of toys rather than
The iPad.
I think she's
Bored with it.
Yeah.
I think she's seen everything on the internet.
Yeah.
At some point, you do. You just hit a wall, and you're like,
Yeah. I'm kind of there with. I'm watching. Kind of. It's sort of interesting. It's Murder at Barloom. It's interesting.
oh, thank you, Sonia. She says sending love and light to Van.
Thank you. He needs it. He needs it. What?
So, Lisa says, reminds me of the SNL where they used a booty for a table, and then the Carol Burnett. I don't know what she's saying, but she's chuckling.
Oh.
Yeah, hitting the internet wall. I've hit the end of it. There's only the dark web, and don't go there.
No, I don't know. I
You might
thought I
find
might
some interest.
check it out, but it kind of scares me because they already. I mean, Mariah just ordered me paint yesterday, and they've already picked up on that, and they're hitting me with paint ads now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're listening. Because Brad and I were talking about something the other day, and something came up. Yeah, we hadn't even searched it.
I always shut my machine down.
I'm pretty sure that because the Alexa thing with Amazon.
Oh, I don't ever use that. She doesn't understand me. I don't know if I have a lisp or what, but
She's not.
she never does what I want her to do.
Yeah, the
And
Siri.
I have said
Siri's
ugly
the one.
things to her and felt bad afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, I absolutely enjoyed the reruns of the stream the other day. For many reasons.
Brad and I, it was Friday when she watched it, and so we were working, and we just hear this chuckle every once in a while, and then no.
Don't do that!
And then more chuckles. So,
sometimes it was a laugh out loud, too, because I love Brad telling Mariah what to do, Mm-hmm. I think that she has a whole different grasp of the
Yes.
dynamics here. And
I was a little stressed. A little. But then I think, even Anne had mentioned, she's like, then you guys kind of
relax
up,
into
yeah.
a rhythm, and that's what you do. And that, when I'm, a lot of times, and I notice that, Mariah gives more time for response from you all, and I just go ahead and do it. And
I mentioned that a couple of times.
She's mentioned that a couple of times. And, the thing about it is I'm so ADD that I just...
She's like, I gotta move on.
I just... that's just...
Keep it rolling.
My personality type. I just, once I get into it, it's like, okay, I might ask you, but it's more of a rhetorical, you need to think about it.
Hi, Gina.
And I do know that I probably need to talk more about why I'm making the decisions I'm making. And I shall try to do that. Because I thought that was one thing that was very instructive.
It's Kayla says, Pete, the jelly plate overlord. M did great. When it wasn't great, it was funny.
Hey, there you go.
That's right. That's all we can ask for.
Absolutely. Well, there's sometimes when I wish I was a little funnier because there aren't... Good things aren't happening there.
Well, I think you don't think it's funny, but a lot of other people kind of,
Oh, they do?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
But that's also why I'm here to lighten up the situation and then also guide you from your, moment of rage into let's just move on.
Okay.
Look over here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a tickle in my nose that I do not want to start sneezing.
Oh, and Dana says, Mariah, you picked a challenging technique to do. Well, I knew that I wanted to do it, and I had a slight confidence because, like I had said, I had done that one with a metallic for the little peat, it was the book I did on kind of the progression of our designs and everything. And remember, and you wouldn't do the little one for me. I said, fine, just hand over the little plate. I'll do it. And I got that. And it's in my little book, so forever saved.
Ah. Well, I think you should forever save these two.
Yes.
And plus the ones that I'm getting ready to pull here. I love this. I love it. A lot. And I like this too.
It's just kind of, that one wasn't all that difficult necessarily.
No, and I think that this would, thinking about some other layers that could go on top of this, okay?
Yes.
We shall do that. And, yeah, and if you look at that, you probably could still get another
Hi, Carol.
pull on that. I'm going to put these over here in a different spot so they don't get mixed in with the god-awful mess I've got going on over here. All right, so and I have a pile of them here that we're going to try.
I think it's just her moving it because it's focusing.
What is it?
The top cam keeps refocusing because like you're bringing stuff in.
Oh, and taking it out. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and pull these. And this right here, I mean, this is so beautiful. Really is beautiful. We want to make sure that we get this off of here without mussing it up. And I think it's going to be just beautiful. A little snafu there.
Oh, this is the girl.
This is the green girl.
Yeah, she did turn well, I mean, we put the lime green down.
Look at that. Can you see the fuzzies?
Oh, look, big fuzzies. Here, hey, back this away.
Oh.
There you go.
Big fuzzies. But isn't that remarkable? Everything showed up in just the right spot.
Very pleased with that. Oh, wonder, Jacqueline says, Mariah, you demystified photo transfer. It was great to finally have someone take the risk to experiment. It was really great and fun. Thank you. Helpful and fun. She says.
All right, we're going to put her over there. I mean, I love that. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. And the plate came up clean.
That's the one I did, Gina. Mm-hmm.
And then we've got some that we're going to have to decide what to put on top of them.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing, Rhonda. We turned her from kind of high fashion, which is great because what's also funny is it was like a sink ad, It wasn't even really about her. It was about the sink.
Sexy sinks.
Sexy sinks and cool hair. But, the way that it kind of slanted down in there, and then it even looked like she ended up like with one of those, little kind of head crown things. So it does look more like she's kind of walking through the woods and sort of...
oh, yeah, it's definitely...
Kind of like she has a cape around her.
It's definitely got, like...
Xena warrior.
The vibes of... What's the... Oh, the movie.
Yeah. Like the
elves and the...
Yeah, the elves.
The elves and the dwarfs.
What's that movie?
The elves and the dwarfs.
The Hobbit.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
I hate that movie.
Yeah,
so
little...
All of them.
What do you call those? Signets?
Yeah. And see, my bubble happened right at the right place. It looks like a hood.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bubble right there.
Little armor kind of thing going on there. And that's...
Oh, yeah, that's the movie. The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. There you go. She looks like she just stepped out of the...
Willow. That's a better one.
Yeah. All right, well, here you can see her sunglasses, one side of her, and her face here.
Mm-hmm. See, I feel like this one's very, I keep having that, sugar. There's a song that kind of plays in my head, and I'm really terrible at, I can kind of hear it or whatever. Sheryl Crow. It's a Sheryl Crow song.
Now, there's some really nice kind of iridescent-y stuff going on
I think that was already there, or actually what had happened. Because, remember, I used the gel medium. To get it all up.
Halved it. Yeah.
But the gel medium really reactivated the paint on the brayer. So when I was brayering in those spots...
It'll do that.
Yeah. But I don't think it was a bad thing.
I don't think it was either.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Very mysterious.
Anne says the sink ad explains the hair. How to curl your hair in the garbage disposal.
All right, we've got a little thing there that I'm going to remove because
Hi, Mary.
there isn't enough of anything else for it to
Yeah.
be there. And it'll just cause some issues. Okay, here we go. It's on the other side.
Hello, Heather. Hey, April. You're here.
I enjoyed watching Mariah Breyer. That was...
I think that was, to me, was kind of the most difficult.
And the thing about it is every paint acts differently.
Yes.
So that you can't just say, well, you know, you need to put more pressure on. You need to go lighter. You need to blah, 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 blah. And, you know, there's always armchair critics. And it's just...
I enjoy that job.
The armchair critic? Okay.
I can gel plate like a queen over here.
Okay, wow. Is this yours or is this mine?
Oh, Kirsten would like to know if you would, if you're going to let me use your jelly plates again. She was less worried about the jelly plates after watching me brayer. She said, I guess I should have been more concerned with my brayers.
Yeah, and she kind of gooed up. I forgot to clean that off. But it's just on one side. I guess it's just everybody puts more pressure on one side than the other.
I kind of was noticing that.
Yeah.
And every plate was a little bit different too.
They are, and the way that because it just depends on how clean they are.
How big they are.
I don't think that this is Mariah's. I think this is mine. I was messing around with the stuff. Okay.
Dana says she's always amazed at how clean your plates are after the pulls.
Yeah. Well, usually
all right, now you can't mess this one up.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Remember,
I want to pull this with yellow.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I couldn't find your Naples. You know, there was the big request on one of them for the Naples yellow, and for the life of me, couldn't find that darn thing.
Well, here's the open. You don't want.
Yeah, and I didn't want that.
It's right here. Naples yellow. It's right there all along.
All along. See, you knew where
now,
it was.
I don't know if I think I want a little bit more
punchy.
Punchy.
Yeah, my prints are more punchy.
I'm leaning toward this.
Yes.
Derylite.
Yes. Bring on the dairy.
It's not totally transparent and it's not totally opaque. It's kind of in between. I like that. And I think that's going to be a good one.
Oh, no, I don't. Well, I will say this.
What?
So Lisa, and then Anne was like, don't remind her. But I'll remind her. About the paints. You were worried more about the paints. And because some of them, I was like, shaking. Well, that's why we ordered more paints. Because I was like, you're really low on some of those.
Yeah, and I'm really low after I watched you use lots and lots of paint. But you know what? The thing is, you just, and especially when you're trying to get a pull layer, which we're trying to do here, and this isn't necessarily the best thing to pull with.
You need to get it down.
And no, what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to save this.
Oh, and get
let
Lucas.
It dry.
Get Lucas.
And then we will pull it with.
Hi, Gretchen.
We will pull it with something else.
You're playing with fire, lady. Playing with fire.
I am.
Just let her be. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you hold it up into the technology? See that wallpaper? Y'all remember that? I was over the moon. I really had not. I obviously wished for that to happen, but I wasn't sure that it was going to, because I just didn't know that if there was enough contrast in that. Because when pictures are in color, it's harder to tell.
Was this my mucky muck?
It could have been yours or one from...
You didn't use my good mucky muck one, did you?
No. No, the awesome crackle. Yeah, no, I even pulled that out. I was like, if I use that, I'll be in big
Boy,
trouble.
well, either that or it better been
Yeah,
spectacular.
and I couldn't guarantee that.
Whatever you were doing.
Because
Can't waste that. That doesn't happen very often. It's so equally distributed and just
and it has
fantastic.
image within
Boy,
the
this
crackle.
has got a bunch of crap on it, doesn't it?
It should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
But remember,
Okay.
her little face is at the top.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you can almost see it. You can see her little holes for her eyes and her mouth.
Mm-hmm. This was the one, remember,
Yeah.
Brad picked out. That she's kind of painterly.
It was very painterly, yeah. Gestural drawing BS. Okay, so what do we want to use here? Now we got to talk. I'm going to talk about this.
Yeah.
All right. So the main thing we know that we want to show up here, we don't care about all this other mucky muck. We're just going to pretend like it's not even there because we don't care. Is the blue. That's what's determining what we're thinking about here as far as the color to use. And the problem here, I'm going to turn it over again, is it's not terribly, terribly dark. Am I in the right place?
Yeah.
So we have to think about that. And this is where, you know, when you have those medium value colors.
I think what you need to do is just slap some of that Naples yellow on there and let's be done with our day.
And be done with it? I just don't know how I feel about that.
Okay. Or the blue. The ice blue.
Well, but it's just, I don't know that we're going to get that much, whatever we do. I don't know that it's going to be apparent that there is actually a figure there. It may just be some interesting stuff
We all
going
know.
on.
The ones of us, you know, that were there.
Absolutely.
And watch the replay. Let's talk about
You know what I'm thinking?
What do you think?
I'm thinking
Ooh,
this.
I like that. Yes, do that.
I really do, because I think it's going to go well with yellow. I think it's opaque.
It'll help punch up the blue a little bit too.
Hopefully, we'll punch up the blue a little bit because they're on the same cool side of the color wheel.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, see, Eddie, I think if you went with the lime green, what would happen is it would eat it up.
Yeah.
Any of those soft spots of blue would get eaten up.
Yeah. And Mariah, it really helps when I put my stuff down, I try to give it a brayer's width from the edge. If you put it right on the edge, what happens a lot of times, it'll squeeze back out over
I had that
edge.
I was having that happen.
Yeah.
Well, you never talked about that.
Well, hell, I didn't know I needed to.
Well, see, we're all learning things.
Yeah. And the other thing is to make sure that your brayer isn't, you know, clogged up and not going to go, because there's nothing worse putting your brayer down and it goes, eh.
Yeah, I kind of think I did that a few times.
That's okay. And I like to kind of do this.
I was starting to figure that out.
And the reason I do that is because then it's not going to pick up and pull off paint you've already got on there.
Yes, I was concerned about that, especially with the transfers.
Yes, especially with the transfers. Especially if you're kind of pushing it on it might be dry and it might not be dry and yeah.
Oh, I'll answer that here in just a second, Paula. Now, Brad had mentioned red. The reason that red, again, wouldn't necessarily be a great choice is that it is on a value end of things very similar to the blue. So really,
Yes.
you're not going to... Now, if it was a more pink, that's why P went more for a pastel color.
And I could have gone pink. Ah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Well, you know, I think she's still... But there's not anything I can do about that. But I do think it's very interesting.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Make sure these are curved down. This is Hammer Mill paper. All right.
32 pound
Oh, I
hammer
feel
mill.
good about that.
Okay, so Paula wants to know, what is the cheddar, the other cheddar? What's the number on the paint?
Just a sec. And I did have to do a little bit of...
Rearranging. Oh.
Okay, well, we've got...
That's the one we usually say. that is the other cheddar. So it's 218, right?
218. But now this is close. And the reason I put both these out here is you notice that this is completely opaque. This is completely transparent. And I love both of them for different reasons. When I turn this over, it's odd because you don't see a lot of actual difference in the paint.
Right.
This has a little bit more red to it. And it is more transparent. And you notice that because of the little...
Especially, yeah, on the black part.
On the black. That's where you can usually, you know, find that. Oh, well, let's just use this. We'll use this on this.
Good call.
Yeah. I do. I really like that warm kind of goldenrod.
Yes. Marigold.
Marigold, yes.
And when I think of marigolds, I always, which is so funny that, I think it was in Greeley. It could have been in Lubbock. But
Okay, we're going to let that dry.
Do you remember out front? And they would have just, it was filled, like, because it was like the signage area. And
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
filled with marigolds. And I remember I used to pick them. And
I love the way they smell. Some people don't. They
I like
find it. Okay, you can see our purple suddenly went kind of a nice, warm, chocolatey brown. That's a good thing to know.
You're welcome, Paula.
Now, had I put down the opaque variety of this, it would be completely different. And the reason I'm going to let this dry, because then we'll have another opportunity. We could do some other things here before we pull this. So that's the decision. That's why that decision was made.
And that was her print, because I didn't do anything with stencils. I couldn't throw another thing in the mix.
All right, now we have this little beauty here. And I am thinking the lavender.
Okay.
Not the dark, because I think that's going to obliterate some of the really delicate little details that we have here. But we might go a little bit darker with, okay, I'm going to get these out here and show you what I mean.
Yeah.
Now we've got three different, I've got this, which is very dark and very opaque.
Yeah.
See, it's completely, there's a little thing there. Well, they all are.
And I don't think, you wouldn't want to go with that, because you have a transparent yellow, which is then just going to brown out. And because then what happens is once it browns out, it's going to lose its punch, and then it just bleeds into the purple.
And the reason I'm picking this is because I think this has enough red in it that it's going to maybe still hold on to some of that yellow and make it kind of orange. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know for sure. Don't know for sure. But that, because it really, it says it's opaque. You can see. If you brayer it out enough, it's
not
not
pink, it's purple.
a pink. Yeah. Come on now.
Sharon's giving us some guff. She's giving us some guff about the pink. It ain't pink.
It ain't pink. Promise, it's not pink. Put these back on my little.
Oh, Nancy, that's a great way to think about this. She says, thanks for explaining the choices, P. I can remember more if I know the reasoning. We are the same
I will
way.
try to do that more often. I do apologize. I just, you know, I get into it. I'm just thinking, well, I've said that already. And I don't want to be one of those people that keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again. You know. I don't find that terribly annoying.
They love it. Keep it coming. Mauve. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's mauve. And I don't like saying it that way, but it actually is pronounced mauve. I think it should be mauve. I like the way it sounds.
Mauve.
Mauve.
I do too.
But it's mauve.
Mauve sounds like a sick cow.
Mauve.
Well, it's there.
Yeah, well,
It's there,
it
but
was going to get obliterated probably no matter what we did.
I don't know what we could have done that would have.
I've done this in Photoshop too, but at least I could reverse it. That's fine.
Hey, you just look at it. It's a nice first layer. And we also had that big black smooge out there right in the middle of
Well, it was the blue, because that's from I think the horse.
the horse. The horse.
The lost horse.
The horse. Oh, that was a DA move.
Hello, Kim.
Okay, well, I think we've just about taken care of everything Mariah did.
And hello,
So
Misty.
let's just move on.
Oh, and Becky. Hey.
All right, now I meant to do this before because I've got some things I need to do.
And Joan also likes the color, like the color
Explain the
explanation. Yeah.
color thing. Very, very good.
I like talking about it. It makes me feel like I know something.
I shall endeavor to do so. Now, I have to find my other... What am I looking for? I'm looking for Aqueous, but I don't know if I call it that.
Did you, well, why don't, you got Aqueous Broken back behind you
I
there.
do, but I want the other one too.
Oh.
Because see, I want to layer them.
Okay, do you have water?
Mandala orbs. I guess it, you know, it doesn't have to be just that. It could be something else. I meant to look for it, and I really apologize. All right, let's see if we can work in Shelly. That'll work too.
And maybe it's in there because it's like, you know, sea or water. Sometimes your brain works that way.
That's how my brain. It absolutely is true. so, it's so sad.
I know, the poor horse. So sad about the horse.
The poor horse. Yep. Okay, which one of these do I
Hi,
want?
Linda.
Oh, I think they're the same thing.
Yeah, it looks like you got a double upper.
Double whammy. You gonna want to
How
keep
did
this
that
one
happen? Oh, look at you. You trimmed that bad boy out.
on?
That
did.
took some doing.
Yeah, it did take some doing. All right, I'm going to put this over here, and then I won't have to look for it when I want to put things away. I can't even put away the new stencils because I don't have room. Gosh, that's a nice patina on that, isn't it?
Maybe that's why you wanted the other one.
Oh, I don't
You willing to just,
Doesn't
you know,
matter.
move forward?
know. Yeah,
I'm over it.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
I had ideas about that, but now I'm over it.
All right. Now, this is the one that I told you I was so excited about. I think it'll look good with
Ooh,
this.
yes. I think that's
'Cause it's
almost
like
better.
Under ocean kind of.
Because if you did the other Aqueous, I think it's just going to be too much of kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have to decide. And, you know, it really, there's not a right or a wrong answer here. It just kind of depends on what you want to happen. Do we want to put down
Joan.
Aqueous first and then put,
Oh, let's think.
Over the top.
Yes, let's think about this.
or do we want to put this down
I think you want...
and then put this on
Yes,
top of
I
that?
think you want Shelly first.
Okay. Well, let's try it both ways.
Let's do it.
I mean, you know, we've got extra plates over here. It's not like, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
Don't have a stencil or something. Just can't find the damn things. When I want them.
Gayla, no truer words have been spoken.
What?
You all need an underground subterranean lair for your art supplies. Yeah.
We do. And you know when you go to the dry cleaners and they have that thing that goes
Talk
around
about
like
this
that?
all the time.
That's what I want.
I tell you, if we win the lottery, these things are, we're putting it into play. We're going to buy a dry cleaner. Next to the hotel. Maybe it's inside the hotel. If we find a, you know,
Oh,
they
yeah.
already have that. Because, you know, they launder things and
Yeah, well, that'd be a pretty fancy
we'll just
hotel,
put you down in
in the basement.
the laundry. But, like, we're not actually doing laundry. No, that's to hold all the stencils. Talking about.
Okay, I'm just doing this because I don't want it to interfere with my sometimes I don't mind stuff on here, but then sometimes I'm like,
Definitely, Jacqueline.
I don't really need that on there. I really want this to be a nice, clean.
Jacqueline has a really good point. She says, the thing is, you're never truly repeating when it comes to color, because with the jelly plate, there are always odd and unexpected variables involved.
Absolutely. As much, the weather can determine what comes up and what stays.
How those colors mix that day. Some will be, more.
The temperature on how they come out, because I have noticed when it's cold up here, it's harder to squeeze them out. It's also harder to get them brayered out in an even, whatever. And I think Mariah was encountering a bit of that on. A lot of times when you're mixing mixing a fluid acrylic with a heavy body acrylic, you will notice it's really hard to get it to smooth out. That's why I say, you can do this, or you can take your palette knife and really give it a good mix up over here before you ever start brayering.
Oh, yeah, Gina, we understand the struggle. She says, I have so many paints on my table, it took some work to get my 8x10 plate on there.
I did, and I when we were going with the cleaning up thing over here, and I wanted to get the stuff off of here and out of here, and I had to make some decisions, and I wanted to have the butters,
the Lazy Susans with the tiered little metal server tray thingies, the tiered deals.
Absolutely.
I mean, just such great space savers.
Yes, and the nice thing about it is Mariah and I are sitting opposite of each other here. She can use it as much as I can. It just accent, well, other than the ones that are here.
No, she put all the good stuff right next to her.
Okay. All right, so what do we want to start with here? We're going to start with an opaque color.
Yes, Devin.
And what is it?
She's having trouble with her new 7-inch brayer, making room to brayer off. Well, you guys saw my hot mess. She was just chuckling about the, my brayer off.
Oh my gosh, that was when I was going, no, don't do that. But I've wrapped paper around there. Okay, now this is Vivid Lime by Liquitex, and you notice it's completely opaque, and I mean it really, honestly, is opaque.
And then you have the other, so it's similar.
Okay,
yeah,
here.
Since we're kind of comparing colors today.
Let's talk about
it.
Because I did, I was having a panic moment when Mariah was using my last little squeeze of, I was going, I can't believe she's doing that, using all of my good green.
Good golly.
Good golly. So I went and checked the drawer. I still have some. Okay, now, the Acrylics Basics, they don't tell you diddly squat.
Well, they might, but it's hard to find.
Yeah,
I don't.
This is too. Oh, here it is, right there.
See, it's really tiny.
Yeah,
it's very tiny.
Yeah, and this over here on Amsterdam is recognized that older people. Now that isn't true. On some of their stuff, when they use the black,
I don't know why they don't make the label white. It's just.
I don't know.
Well,
it probably has a lot. Yeah, it has to do with cost of
production
and changing out your whatever. Oh my gosh! I hope.
Don't sneeze. Don't do it.
I have a tickle.
Hi, Luis.
Okay, so the Vivid Lime here, you can see. I'm going to turn them over and do the swatching. Oh, I didn't swatch this.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know, because this is the one. Mariah was squeezing out the little dude here. Where is he? Okay. So here we are.
Let's turn the fan off. I'm freezing.
Getting warmed up?
No, I'm cold.
Oh, you're cold. You're turning it off.
I am.
I was feeling pretty good. Okay, so here we have 3 different kinds. All right. So this is completely. No, it's not. It's half and half.
That's my favorite. But
this
it's
is
quite
the one
opaque.
you were squeezing out.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah. Okay. And it's called yellowish green. This is yellowish green. The reason they're different is this is standard and this is expert. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's going on there? Okay, so this is Liquitex Lime Green, which is very comparable. I just can't believe I've swatched these damn things. I'm going to swatch them. I cannot believe I haven't done that because I'm telling you, sometimes I forget. Half of your gel plating
I'm gonna order
learning.
I'm gonna order some of those stickers and put them in the shop.
Is learning what your paint is going to do. That is the success. It isn't your actual gel plating. It's learning about your paint and what your paint will do and what it won't do. The reason I'm starting with this,
Careful.
rather opaque paint as a first layer is because I'm going to pull everything up except the lines of Jelly Shelly. So all you're going to see on there, and remember this is going to be the first layer, all you're going to see there are the lines, not the negative shapes, right? Does that make sense? Then I can, when I come in with Aqueous, I want to think about, okay, now, do I want to use a transparent, because I'm going to be brayering this onto the plate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could go ahead and pull it, but I'm going to just live dangerously, and we're going to try that. I can see I've used both sides of this. Wow,
Yeah.
That's really great. Okay.
That one goes both
I
ways.
try not to do that, because then I don't have to worry, I don't have to keep in mind which side is, because there is a definite. Okay, now that we've got that, we can compare apples here, green apples. You can see, other than the opacity, and this one has a little bit more yellow than these three.
And that is my favorite one, the first one there.
Yeah.
That's my most favorite.
Yeah, these definitely have, and this will probably brayer out almost the same color as this, because if you look at the areas where it's light.
I don't feel that that's true.
Okay.
I think it depends on your your love of one particular green over the others.
Okay. Now,
Are you doing okay?
I'm just
Fighting.
I'm fighting that sneeze like crazy. We just got this because it was
Hey,
on
monkey.
sale.
No, because
Why did we get this?
Okay.
We couldn't get the green. Couldn't find it.
yeah, I couldn't. They didn't have the Amsterdam that we loved, and so we actually went. And I didn't want to place a big paint order because you got to order a certain amount to get free shipping. So we actually went over to Michael's, and what they had at Michael's was a little white tube there, and that was kind of the best we could do.
And this is Liquitex, and it is made in France. It tells you right there. This is in the Netherlands. This is,
I don't know if that
yeah, I'm reading it.
Well, I know, but I was just saying I don't know if that sways someone one way or another.
Oh, it doesn't really, but I'm just saying, Okay, so basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use this guy or this guy because they are totally opaque.
Yeah.
That's my reason. Now, this fluorescent stuff, I've got two things to say about it. Number one, it's not light fast. And number two, it's wimpy.
It
It just barely shows up.
Yeah.
Now, I think you could possibly use this with something else, but I'm not a big fan of this stuff.
She hasn't found its use yet.
I haven't found its use yet. That is a good way to put it. All right, so what did we decide here? We decided we're going to go. We have more of this.
Oh, bye. Have
than
fun.
this, and they're all
Thanks for hanging.
all about the same. All about the same. Okay. I like that little tube because it fits on my second shelf. My third shelf is pretty much taken up. All right, where's our plate here?
Yeah. Kathy B says she's found the fluorescent paint to be watery too. Yeah, it just and it just kind of rolls out into a very thin layer. Now I'll tell you, Devin that just left, well she's still here, but she did and she used some of our stencils in it. But she did a whole, remember those ones with all the fluorescent paints? And she made it happen.
Yeah.
But that yellow is very tricky.
It's very tricky. I want to make sure I don't put my thumb in that. I'd like for it to dry before I muss it up.
Oh, yes, the baker's racks. Oh, and then Anne, she missed a, she almost bought for $10, but didn't want my husband to have an art episode. Baker's racks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of how we are around here, too.
They won't let me bring in anything else.
No.
They check me at the door after I've been to the storage unit. See what I'm...
5 things need to go before one thing comes back in.
Trying to, bring back into the house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it has a... had you noticed a smell on the...
Fluorescent, yes, it stinks.
That's what somebody...
It smells bad. The pink smells bad. They all smell bad. I don't know what the deal is.
Some go funky.
And they go funky fast.
Fast and funky.
Fast funky.
For real.
They get a fast funk on them real quick. All right, now, the reason I take the paper towel and do this...
Oh, flip your brayer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia.
Is because when I use a lot of paint, which I did here, but I wanted a lot of paint here because I want those lines to be good. I want them to be good and strong. And I really need to get, and sometimes the paint will come through the tissue paper. And I just, and it gets on your hands. And I have, some of you will remember because you were here when I had terrible eczema on my fingers and everything. Mm-hmm. And we decided it wasn't the paint, it was the paper. That's why I got a Baron. I'll tell you what, ever since I did that. Mm-hmm. So if you're experiencing some kind of...
Very dry hands.
Dry hands with little owies on them. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend you get a Baron. And we know somebody that makes them.
Mm-hmm. I think, Anthony, are you still here? Chime in.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so now we're going to pull this, but we're going to let this dry. This is the other trick. I know it is so hard to wait sometimes.
Yes.
But this should dry reasonably quickly. And then we'll be able to come in with our... You want to make sure, especially if you're putting a stencil down onto paint, you want to make sure that it's dry. And one of the reasons I actually like this to have a little bit of paint on both sides here, the paint is not going to adhere as much as that clean plate.
The Yupo.
The Yupo will grab on to some stuff and pull it up. All right, let's try, while we're waiting for that to do its thing, let's try to get down, oh Lord. I really needed to kind of have all this done.
Kathy, yes, to clean your stencils, soak them.
And you know what? I've actually soaked this one stencil that I had that was so full of everything. I soaked it for 2 weeks. And I used all kinds of things. And I think finally the thing that I used that worked the best was the Murphy's oil. And I mean, I remember it was, and I...
Flip-flop rocks?
I think, or puzzle. I can't remember which one. But it came off in like...
That was flip-flop rocks.
Like...
That's before we knew about the advanced Dawn.
Yes.
Because that stuff seems to be a real...
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that stuff.
But definitely soaking versus scrubbing it.
Oh, yeah. And especially if you've got little delicate spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't scrub unless you have a super soft toothbrush. And go make sure that you're going with the direction of the little thing, because that's, yeah, I've torn them off.
Oh, yeah. Gretchen says, paper drying hands is so true. Once she had retired from being a school librarian, her hands are so much better. Paper will just, it sucks it right up.
It does. And I think that there must be something, you know, well, we're dealing with wood pulp.
Yeah, so see, and Eddie says that he used the Dawn dish detergent and it makes the paint bubble up and it's peel off. Now, make sure if it starts peeling off, but it's not like, if it doesn't peel off just on its own, don't pull it. Because remember, the U-boat, right, the U-boat is kind of a layered plastic. It's... And so it will start peeling layers of it off.
Yeah, it's a laminate.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is. And I've done that too.
Yeah, I think poor Anne has done that too. If you have any questions, Anne has probably done it. She's a great expert on, like, you know, how to properly do some things because she has given a go at all of it.
Absolutely.
And she's been with us for a long time.
All right, so while we're waiting for that to do its thing, let's do some, I've got this green stuff here.
There's a lot of green.
A lot of green.
What was that about?
I remember I was getting a background.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess this is a background. And I can probably still do that. But what I want to do on this is I want to use Aqueous with, and I noticed that Mariah couldn't find the...
Sharon says don't over soak your brayers. She has a warped brayer from that.
Oh, heavens, I've had mine in there, again, for 3 or 4 weeks.
It probably depends on the brand. And maybe what you're soaking it with.
Because remember when I had the metallic paint?
That would not come off.
I mean, I just kept soaking it. Okay, Mariah found Prussian open, but she did not find Prussian...
Oh, Christy, the horse... Remember, I killed the horse.
Right here. Prussian.
I pulled up the horse during the stream the other day.
Prussian.
Yeah, I was looking for that one too.
It was right there in the corner of the...
That's okay. I gave a really great demonstration on why not to use open. It's not good for the transfer.
It really isn't. You can make it work, but for transfers, not so much. I don't think. I don't know.
Oh, it ate the glue underneath the brayer.
Oh,
from the... So it soaked in and lifted, because I think that is like a little rubber piece that has been adhered.
Oh, this is... See, here we go.
Yeah.
This is poopy.
It's kind of interesting because, I mean, it's humid-ish.
Humid-ish.
Ah, yeah, I know. Oh, Miriam said the horse was epic. Made me cry. There's been much discussion about the horse. Maybe include the horse, yes.
I've got the horse over here. We're going to try something with the horse. I just want to get this green stuff going here.
Oh, and then Gayla had said that Z is also very good at cleaning stencils. She don't honk. She can clean them after every use. I think she cleans them after every use. That's true too. Now, if you have a little bath water for them, you can keep them clean. Just, you know, we're not that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is not a true Prussian, but we don't really care. This is a really strange paint situation here. Just goes to show you. Goes to show you.
All right, Pages of Art Journal. She says, oh, okay, so that's Diane. Hi, Carla. Oh, Christina. Okay. Wonderful.
All right, now, this is when I use the knobby end.
She's getting knobby.
I use the knobby end, the handle end, because it gets down in there more better. And if you're going from a paint to paint, you already have paint on the paper that you're putting down. Remember, it's not going to stick as well. It's not going to grab onto that other paint as well as it would a piece of paper. And of course we can pick it up and look at it and say,
Oh.
okay, now see right there where those little bitty dudes are?
You have an opportunity to get in there.
It doesn't want to get in there.
Now remember, this is broken, so they're not all... Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Don't keep rubbing in a spot that you think should have a hole that doesn't have a hole. Some have been filled.
Yes, I think
That's where I was going with that.
I think I can figure that out, Mariah. But thank you anyway.
You're welcome.
You never know.
You just type it
You
in.
never know.
Oh, looks cool. Ah, Judy P used the pink soap. Worked well. I don't know what pink soap is either.
There we go.
It looks kind of trippy.
It is, isn't it? I knew I would love this. Now, what we're going to do is the other one here that we have. Hopefully I haven't left that on long enough to...
Yeah, that is. We'll see.
We'll see. I think we're going to be able to get something. I mean, there's going to be some places here that are a little drier. And then we've still got a lot of good stuff that we can work with here. But look how interesting that is.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh, welcome to Powsy Wowsy, Phyllis. Thank you so much for joining.
Alrighty, now I want to talk about this because y'all said you wanted to hear about it.
She's going to remind you that you told her that she wanted to hear about it.
If you get really bored with me talking about this kind of stuff, you know, just, oh, somebody didn't tell me to put my brayer.
Well, it was behind my head. They couldn't see it.
Ah.
There's just a little, you know, the little
There's a
hot
blind
dog part hanging out at the bottom.
Okay, so we've got blue on here. And if we want to pull this and we want the blue to remain blue, then we want to stay into the cool range of paints. Mm-hmm. But now, if we want this to go, and this is one of my favorite, is to use either transparent red iron oxide.
Yes.
Or quinacridone nickel azo gold. And these two, you can see, they're almost exactly.
I think I talked about that too.
Did you talk about this?
I think I did a little bit, maybe.
And then remember the other color that we have that I use so sparingly because number one, it's really expensive, and number two, it's hard to find, is this dude right here. Quinacridone burnt orange. And this is Sennelier.
And that's going to be a little bit more...
This is...
Did you swatch that one? You didn't swatch that one.
Pardon?
You didn't put a little swatch... Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Right there.
Right there.
But as you can see... Well, I haven't swatched these, but you can see the mucky muck
yeah,
on
they
the...
kind of swatched themselves.
I swatched it on the side. You can see these are almost identical. I don't know what the difference is, but I do know that this paint goes on lovely and smooth.
Yeah, it's
and
thicker.
I think it's the reason I would use it here is because it does have a slightly bit more red to it. Mm-hmm. So it is going to brown out the blue, but I think it's going to look really cool in between the areas where it doesn't brown out something.
That's right, Ann.
What is it?
It's part of the training. Yeah, we're working on training them to get back into their own spots, but swatching is, you know, level 1.
Absolutely. Now, I always want to use a little less of this because I'm, you know, cognizant. We did buy 2, though. And I highly recommend that. If you finally find this, buy 2. I'd like to get it in a big container, but I don't know that...
So it has more body to it.
It does. And it's wow, everything is
Drying.
humidity. Okay,
It's
well,
weird.
all right. So when that happens, no worries. I can let this dry. Obviously, it's already
It's halfway
drying.
there.
Halfway there. Put this over on the shelf. But see that?
Mm-hmm.
You just, and the thing about it is, I can come in now with a transparent. I could take the quinacridone crimson and make it redder, so that would
Punch it up.
punch up the blue into a purple. I could take the
Now, what was the
green gold and absolutely brown everything out.
simmer down with yourself? She loves doing that. The color that you put down, what brand was that?
Sennelier.
Solier.
Sennelier.
Hold that up a little bit into the technology there. There we go. That's the one.
This is the only place that we could find that had it.
I don't know. You keep talking about that. I don't know. I don't
Golden
remember.
did not have it. And somebody said they had it and they
Oh.
lied. Because when I got over there, it was gone.
Everybody bought it up.
Yeah. And this is heavy body.
She's meaning the color, not the actual brand
No.
itself.
But look at this. I mean, it is just a color in and of itself. And it's 642 if you're looking for 642 Series 4. And it's artist quality. And it is a little spendy. But it is...
Kathy, really, if you want to extend the drying, you need a retarder, not necessarily matte medium. Matte medium, what it's going to do is, well, it's going to matte out the paint, or if you use gloss medium, it's going to gloss it up. It doesn't necessarily extend the drying time of it.
No, it doesn't. It just makes your color
And more transparent.
Transparent, yeah. Okay, I think that's going to be quite nice. Let's check and see if we've got anything over here that's ready to go.
Oh, wonderful.
Let that dry
Christina
just
says
a
she
bit.
hasn't used her gel plate in a long time. This is great inspiration.
Oh, wonderful.
We like to inspire.
We do.
We also like to give you a good chuckle or two.
Yes, we do. Okay, so we've got, what did I use here? Did I use the Darylide?
Yes. You did.
Okay. Let's use the Naples Yellow to pull this. Naples Yellow is a good, absolutely, you know, one of the best to put down to get something up. If you have any, and it's also this light color is going to make the yellow
Punch up.
punch up. I hope I've kind of cleaned off my brayer here. I don't know what color I had on there. That's always...
The brayer giveth.
add a little bit.
Here's your Yeah, yeah.
That's okay. It's going to be all right.
Hello, Callie.
Oop. I'll tell you what. It is absolutely...
It's nutty. I don't understand because it has been humid. Maybe because we've had the air on. It dries it out inside. Because it's been warm.
I don't know. There's some places on here that may not.
And then it cooled down last night.
And it was. I ran my... Okay, you can see. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice color there. Okay. Good jobbers there. All right, let's see.
Yes. So, Christina, what you want to do, probably because it's been like stored, and if the best thing to do is condition it and condition it really well, flip it, kind of rotate it out, and then those bubbles will eventually kind of even out.
And you know, I do worry about it if there's a big one or whatever, but for the most part, I don't. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the Naples Yellow. Only I'm going to put some more on there so I don't have a bunch of stuff coming up. And
Yeah.
you don't be chintzy with your paint. Now, the other option I have at this point, since it is such high humidity here, I could choose the open. It just would take it longer to dry.
Right.
And I think I can just use more of it, and I'm still going to have the same. But this is opaque.
Hey, Christy.
It's about twice as much as I did on that other one.
It's a smaller plate, too. Isn't it? Or is that the same size as the...
What?
Remember, she has some wonky sizes because we've cut up a gel plate or two.
I don't know if this is a homegrown one or not. I don't think so.
Oh, Diane says she's heard that you could put books on top of it, squeeze the bubbles out.
Oh, yeah. You can. And especially if you put it in a warm place, like, you know, the window or something where the heat's kind of...
Yeah, but not too warm.
Not too warm. Yeah. You don't want to melt it. You just want to...
Get melting, gooey.
Okay, now you see what's happening there with the paint? See the little ripples? I really like that, because then I know I've got plenty of paint on there. I know it's covering, it's going, especially if it's a pull coat, because if you've got areas that were, you know, had 2 or 3 layers of paint on there.
It needs to really soak in.
It needs to really soak in, so I'm not worried about this, because when I put this paper down on this, I am going to smash it flat.
Just gonna get a little rough with it. Give it a good smack.
Yeah.
Or good rub.
Rub, rub, rub. Rub, rub, rub. And make sure you go all the way out to the edge. So that's where you're going to get your...
So one of the other things that you can do, okay, so she bought a acrylic sheet to put on it. Are you talking about acrylic plate or acrylic sheet? If you're storing it, like for a long time, it's almost better to store it in between paper because the bubbles don't build up.
They don't. And
you just want to condition it really, really well. Make sure even the paper is...
I saturate the paper.
Yeah.
Slap it down in there and put it in one of those tins and let it set for a spell.
It also, if you have it stored in the tin, don't have it actually on the tin, because the funny thing is any bit of paint particles that you do have on your plate start to build up. That's what P noticed. And then it started pitting.
Yeah, and it was because it was down on the silver, and it's really, well, I don't know. You probably don't have vision problems like I do, but I couldn't see it until I really, I could feel it.
You're like, what is the deal with this?
What?
And we thought at the time we were using like the glass beads and stuff, so we thought maybe some of those got in there, but it really was the paint building up, adhering to the metal case. So then what P started doing was just making sure that she has the paper on both sides to store it. Now, these days, she's not storing them so much. They pretty much get used at least, you know.
Yeah, and I don't have any...
Once or twice.
Tins. Oh, here, I could pull these out. Because I know both of these are gone. The paper that's in here, you can see. It has a... You can see a little bit of a halo.
Well, hold it up and then they might be able to see. Because it's hard to see through the camera. It's not really showing that much.
You can see a little bit of the oil that's on there. But you see this little thing right there? That little paint thing right there? If you put that down, see how I'm peeling that up? That's enough to cause an indentation on your plate. And if I put the paper down with some oil on it, I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. So you can find these metal tins. I would say shop around. Some places are out of their mind about them. There for a while you couldn't even find them, and then whoever had bought them up was, you know, definitely price gouging. But do shop around. They're a Ranger product, so you might even be able to find them on their website these days.
Yeah, and I actually saw some on eBay and almost bought them, but then we found them someplace else. eBay's always a little iffy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just copy paper, just the 32-pound hammer mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original packages, the thing about those is they're fine until they're not fine and they crack and do all that business.
Okay, so I've got some, and the reason is because I did, packets for y'all.
Yes.
And you can see where, this is where paint was. And I just thought we might kind of play with some of the things that Mariah had left over.
Oh, good call. Anne says that she thinks that Granger sells the metal tins for photographs. Oh, I'm sure that there's like lots of different.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know that. But I think we've got some of these strips that I know are still going to be giving us some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh!
Whoa!
Well, that's interesting. That's never happened.
That's never happened. Huh.
Remember, this is the golden fluids.
Turquoise phthalo.
Yeah. So there was enough on there that it's pulling from the paint that was built up. So what happens is the paint actually adheres to the toner part,
yeah,
then releases.
Mm-hmm.
It stays on the paper. And then that's why you end up being able, like, it builds up. And remember, like, Yolande, Devin Rex for art, she got 10, and she kind of stopped at that.
But she felt like she could have gotten
even more. Because if you let it dry in between uses, the laser prints, that's what I'm talking about right now, you can continue to use them. Because it's really like, it's a printing plate.
Yeah.
But it has to dry. That was my problem the other day.
I have
with the
never
horse.
had that. I've never done that before. Well, I've never tried it. I mean, I never
went directly to a plate. And I would say that that's the reason it happens, because it's a nice kind of sticky plate.
Yeah.
Again, weather is weird today.
Bald. Oh, this is my new plate that smells so good. That's why I like gel press. They have good smelling plates. Okay. So, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, Mariah got really good results with some of these. The only thing about these guys is you got to get it down there and get it off. Let's do something, because I noticed that when she was doing it, it's really hard to get that layer thin enough.
Oh, El Rey.
That you get a good print, but not so thin that you aren't, it's drying.
Kathy, we actually sell our laser prints. We print them here. We have a little HP laser printer. It has been a lovely little workhorse, and we know that we can get prints from them. So we actually sell them in our shop.
Yeah.
So if you like this particular one, it's called I can't remember which set it's in. I want to say it's maybe like set 3 of them are already going already 4 or 3 or 4, but it's the dotted swirls. I love this one because it just looks really cool. This is just part of it.
That one is I have to put this
Here,
in because it's from a drawing that I made, where I actually made those little dots. All those little dots.
All those little dots. She did.
Every one of those little dots. All right, we're going to go with Mariah's big brayer on this so that I can get it down here and get it smoothed out and get it...
Oh, look at me knowing things. This is going already 3.
Now, this is a semi-transparent paint anyway, but you can see, and when Mariah said you need, or somebody said, you need to look at, you'd be able to see through your paint, that it's going to be the right what thickness.
I think that Judy P accidentally timed Texture Junkies out. Judy P.
Oh, this is interesting. We got some stuff from the... We're just getting stuff from right and left.
Everything's giving today.
It is.
It is very sticky.
And I'll tell you what, I was just having an absolute moment there where I was going, oh my gosh, it's going to pull the paper off. Pull the paper
I know.
off. because it is really sticking. I didn't get, well, there wasn't as much on that one either. See, out there where it's grayed out, those are not going to transfer worth a diddly squat. It doesn't matter what you do with the paint.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is going to be really interesting. We've got transfer from the
pickup sheet
thing. And we've got transfer from all three little hoopty-doos. And these, don't toss these. These make wonderful little collage bits. And as we said, you can get a lot of mileage out of these. Don't just
Bye, Mary.
toss them after one.
Yeah, do not.
So they're really, they're a good bang for your buck. And look at this. This just looks cool, too.
And then keep them because you can collage with them. Hopefully you've built up some pretty cool colors on them.
Yeah. All right, that needs to dry. Muy importante.
Although it's drying quickly.
It's drying as I'm talking. Okay, here's my other 9x12, and let's try. I don't know if Mariah left me with.
And did you do the reverse of the Remember, we got a little off topic there, but
What?
the Jelly Shelly? Did you do Aqueous then Jelly Shelly?
Well, I'm waiting for that to dry,
Oh, and then you're gonna do it. Okay.
and then I'm going to do Aqueous on top of this.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to make sure it's good and dry. And I think it will be. All right. This is the horse, of course.
That's where my horse went.
This is where the horse went.
In a dirt
And
storm.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but we're going to give it a go. Give it a go. And I really like that blue paint.
Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly.
This was lovely. This is Utrecht Phthalo Blue Green shade. I liked how that acted.
Yeah, the runaway horse. Yes, into the dirt storm.
It looks to me more, well, it could be a West Texas one. You can't see the front of your car.
True that.
Oh, did you see that? Get the little blobs worked out here.
It doesn't matter. We have laser prints, like those are, they're not even very good ones because my toner was going out. So.
And they're old.
They're old.
They've been there for, a good 6 months.
That does not matter. It's not a matter of freshness.
Yeah, it isn't. It's not like vegetables.
But they must be laser prints.
They must be laser prints.
And one of the reasons that we really like just the, black toner is that obviously the higher the contrast, the better transfer you're going to get. Now, I tell you, it amazes me. Froyle does those color ones, and I'm always constantly in amazement of it, because that is not something we have experienced, and it scares me.
Any degree of success with.
Right.
None what? So.
Yes, Sonia, she does.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's nothing, because it's all paint.
No, there's some stuff on where the paint is. There isn't where the...
You gonna bring back my horse? Bring him back.
I don't think the horse is going to return. No, we just,
I don't know.
buried him in
Yeah.
a deep dark hole. But what I think is interesting
Horse
is I
went to the
didn't
lake.
get any of the transfer around the edge from basket weave, which I should have.
Right.
Should have gotten some.
There's a little bit.
Yeah, but boy, I mean, that's kind of thin.
Very strange.
Very strange. I don't know. I do not know. That that's the whole thing with this jelly plating, Who knows?
Especially with the transfers.
It's worth a try.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really nice.
Oh, yeah, they're talking about the new Tim Holtz trimmer. I was wondering about that. Eddie ordered one.
The new
They said
trimmer?
Timmy's trimmer is a little pricey. He's saving for retirement. That's what Ann said.
Is this the slider?
I think it's a slider one.
I like the slider idea.
Yeah.
I just, how long does it slide well is what I want to know.
Oh, thanks, Phyllis. That makes me so happy.
This is not doing anything anyway, so
Yeah.
we don't care.
No love lost here.
No love lost. We'll just, if it decides to mix around, that'll be great. And if it decides to stay there, that'll be great too.
Mm.
And, Janelle.
All right, Sharon's back.
Hi, Sharon. We're just going great guns here. I don't really know where we're headed with any of this, but some aqueous down here. Get some tissue paper. Oh, see, that really went right through.
Yeah, Ann says
You
that,
have to
okay,
move on this high fluid.
Oh, so what did you get, Eddie? You got something else, some other new thing. And Ann has 2 different ones with the rotary blades. She thinks they're wonderful.
Really? You like them better than the guillotine?
She likes the ones that use the 45mm rotary. Because you can buy the blades in many places. Oh, see, that's good information.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's like, it's always the upkeep is where they get you. And if it's something that's hard to find, that's even more irritating.
Oh, look at this. Some of the other paints coming up.
I have this because it was a New Year's hat, but it's really tall, and then we collaged on it. It could be a very fancy dunce hat.
Okay, I'll show you that in a minute, but we're gonna hurry up and get this up. Put this back down. And hopefully I didn't get it in the same spot.
Just Me wants to know, why don't you ever use white?
I do. It just is, whenever you use white, you're going to create an opaque color.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Now, I will say, it's kind of cool, now that you said that, to do the transfers with white.
Yeah, I've seen some of them, yeah. And then you pull with a dark color.
Yeah.
Okay, look how cool that looks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, we're going to let this...
I feel like my horse is in there somewhere.
It might be a leg here.
There might be a leg there. I kind of feel like, look, there, you can see a little bit of tail and the 2 legs. I mean, maybe I'm just, my mind is...
I think you are. Just wishful thinking that horse is
I'm going to
still
draw
there.
the horse out.
Okay. This is dry, of course.
Oh, Julie Torrance had a good-looking green trimmer. I didn't notice the green trimmer.
She had a good-looking
I didn't key in on it. I want a big one, but we need to clear off some flat surface in order for that to happen. See, they said that they could see the horse. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, y'all.
Thanks, guys. I think so, too.
I think you're all full of BS, but... or wishful thinking.
They're feeding my my reality.
It's midnight.
I hate sometimes it looks like that. It's still gonna give some stuff. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can find the horse in there.
We can't see it in that. No, it's on the plate. I'm telling you, lady.
Well, I covered it up with some other stuff.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so we've got this one here.
Oh, the Caterpillar Pro, say that 5 times, is green.
I think that's what we're going to do.
Hello, Eva.
Now, what color do we want to use? Let's talk about it. Okay.
Oh, hey, the Caterpillar Rotary. Great trimmer, self-sharpening, never need to replace the blade. And hello, dye. Welcome.
Is it really expensive?
I don't know. We're going to have to look into that and check that one out. For those of you that are coming in, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you want to hang out in the background, totally fine. But do give those thumbsy upsies.
All right. Now, y'all, I need you to talk to me about what color we're going to be using here.
I say use your quinacridone or your transparent red iron oxide or...
Well... Oh, quinacridone nickel azo gold?
Yeah.
Or quinacridone crimson.
Oh.
Let's do it. I like the finish on these fluid acrylics. You know, the way the paper looks afterwards. Have you noticed that? When you're just using the regular... like hammer mill.
Okay, wait, say that again.
The finish,
Mm-hmm.
the quality of the surface of the paper after it's printed.
Okay.
I love that. It's very smooth and very, you know. Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't... Yes. I don't have any, further information on that.
You would notice it after a while. I think we want
yeah,
to
I
let
was
that
gonna
set spell.
Because, yeah, you were going kind of some paint to paint in areas. It was pretty dry.
And some areas were not so dry.
And Lawver coached Odyssey of the Mind. We loved it.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't actually in it, but, because they didn't have it. They had it in Lubbock.
But when we moved to Friona, they
did not
have it.
And I'm sure I would have been in it. I wasn't in tag. It's okay.
I nominated kids all the time.
Yeah.
And they
weren't the right kid.
They weren't, yeah. And,
Which is so
I just
dumb.
remember this one little boy in 2nd grade, he took black construction paper and made a movie camera, a 3-dimensional movie camera out of it with moving parts. 2nd grade.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, come on now. I don't know what kind of test you want this kid to take, but seriously, I'd had a hard time doing something like that. Well, I'm not a 3D thinker anyway. But I nominated him.
2-sided copies are...
Well, and I should say, and I think the reason that he was a discipline problem is bored to death.
Yeah.
But he didn't come from the right side of the tracks, and he was a discipline problem.
Anne said she would have welcomed the camera kid. And Christy says, oh, God, let's not talk about tag. Because, see, Christy, she grew up in the same town. She knows. She knows what I'm saying.
It just...
It's a politic thing.
It is.
It wasn't
and I'm telling you what, some of the kids that they had in there...
Shouldn't have been in there.
Did not. Because I had them in art, and they couldn't think their way out of a wet paper bag. And I just think that is a big thing.
One should be able to think outside of a wet paper bag. There we go. We've said enough about all that.
Yeah. I don't know who we've offended so
far,
but
I actually don't care
really.
on that one.
Yeah. I just have a bad taste in my mouth about that.
You can tell. It kind of stirs up some things in us.
Yeah. Yep.
Christy says, unless your parents weren't special, you weren't either. You could have pushed, but again, you were like, why do you want to be in there, Mariah? Why would you want that?
I don't know. I think that, and all it did was create more entitled attitudes in children. But then I can remember, I won't say his last name, but Eric. He told his mother, he said, I don't want to go there anymore. Because I have to make up my work when I get back to the classroom, and I don't really like it. And,
it's not really my gig.
I'd rather let's just go to Mrs. Carmichael's room, work on her computer.
I mean, since I'm special, gotta make special requests.
Oh, wow. I don't know that I was reaching out to anything special there, but I would say, Eric, this is what I want you to find for me.
Yeah.
Can you find, and I would just say, something that I needed to know about. And I mean, within 15 minutes, he printed out 40 pages of
research
stuff.
for
And
you.
I had no idea. I'm kind of that area there where the only reason I know about computers is because I had to learn. Because they were introduced into the classroom, and that was our method of grading, keeping track of progress reports, and that sort of thing. And I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Plus then,
Bye, Christy.
I learned on an Apple, and then I had to transfer to a PC.
She's like, this thing's
and
terrible.
the P stands for piece of crap, and I hated it. Oh my gosh, it was just awful.
Oh, that's funny.
Awful. But Eric was the one that taught me how to use the computer. Then you make it into a search engine and actually find something. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
That looks cool.
I mean, woo!
Yeah.
That's some aqueous.
Effervescence.
It's effervescing. And I think that looks really cool.
Now, remember, I need to say,
Okay.
So the broken aqueous, those of you that are in ARTY Perks, on our website, this is available to you guys for like the next, we've been out a week now, so 7 weeks. But those of you that aren't part of ARTY Perks, it will be available in 7 weeks in the regular shop part.
So which one of those do you have to sign up for in order to get access?
Either one. Any of the paid ARTY Perks.
Any of the paid ARTY Perks. Just go for the cheap one, and then you can, get it.
The mucky muck.
And you can always upgrade, right? Does that count?
Yeah, if you want to. It's really on the website.
Well, I mean, let's just say this is a tight month.
Yes, if you wanted to just go month to month, you can.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. I don't know these things. They want to have a conversation with me about
No, we don't,
anything.
because she makes us
God knows
crazy.
There's nothing technical in here. Lately, all we've talked about is website stuff. I'm sure happy that's done. Okay. Let's do this. Now, see, this one, this has got some bubbles in it. I'm not really too terribly concerned about that. When they pop up on the surface here and I can feel them when I'm pushing my finger across them, then that's a problem. But other than that, I think it's fine. Okay, we're going to transfer some. Wish I had my bigger plate. I wish I had my bigger plate, but I got something on both of them.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, we don't really care about this anyway. This was just an experiment, and it's not like the end of the world if it doesn't come off. I just need this bigger plate because I want it to come out to the edges.
And Misty, I loved your video. You did such a great job. Such a great job. Misty just put out a video yesterday, day before, and she got some great results. She's definitely, learning some things, and I could feel your confidence kind of, coming through. So that was really exciting.
Okay, now look at that. I think that looks very cool. So, don't give up on your print. Just keep putting another layer on it.
Oh, that was smart, Kathy. So their school district was a blind selection for tag. No names appeared on any data referrals.
Well, they might have said that in ours, but
Oh no, I don't think they said that in ours.
I don't think that. I don't think they even tried to,
No, it was really a nomination thing.
Nobody I ever nominated got in. I feel like I was kind of the kiss of death in the forest.
Like you need to really, talk to a different teacher.
The principal once told me, said, being very artistically gifted is kind of kiss of death, isn't it? Those kids most of them end up in the penitentiary.
In Friona, it's kind of the truth.
Okay, so here we go. We want to get some, and here's where you're going to use a lot of paint. A lot of paint, because number one, I want it to get down in there, and I want it to stay there. So I'm going to use this, and it's kind of hard to see this because it's clear. I know that seems like a lot of paint.
Going through a stencil.
Going through a stencil, and it's going through a stencil that has quite a few layers of paint on it.
And this particular paint is a little more, it's not necessarily heavy body. It's not fluid. It's kind of somewhere in between.
Yeah, it is. It really honestly is, and I'm not just making that up. I really am not making that up. But you want to make sure, and this is why I say use the little roller, because it has a tendency to get down in there. It's also going to leave some of those striations, and I think those are really cool. I like it. Mm-hmm. Got a little transfer there, but that's all right. We don't care about that.
Yes, that is correct.
Pardon?
Oh, I'm just confirming chat. Woo woo, look at you go.
I knew that was going to be just, if I could just get it off enough. I was like, oh, please don't let it line up. Please don't let it line up.
This would be the one time that
This would be the
lines
one time.
up perfectly.
Oh, lined up perfectly. Obliterated everything.
Yeah,
Now,
well
the
done.
reason I was looking for my other, I should put this down on something.
Yeah, you should. I was going to say, it seemed like there was quite a bit there. Where's that? You have the other one of those green ones? It's just running out of hand.
Stuck together. I need one in the middle of my forehead. Now I blotted my lipstick on the edge of the, that's nice.
Just don't lick the paint.
Come off there, but nothing ventured.
Be careful, man. You need to move along there before it starts marrying up.
This is very true. Oh, just about. Now look at that.
That's one more needed layer. It needed. Needed layer needed. It still needs some more layers.
Still needs some more layers. According to Mariah.
Yes.
She's a green hater.
A little bit.
She is
I have the one green I like.
A hater of the green.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hater of the green. Oh, I just love this.
Oh, that's awesome, Anne. Awesome.
Hmm?
Oh, they're just talking about the different experiences and things that they were, because we have lots of teachers in our group of peoples. And I love that because I think that, we're all sort of drawn together with that in common, or with P having that in common. I'm a kid of a teacher.
I love
teachers.
Teaching. But I also love my retirement.
Yeah.
I think you should just love where you are. But you know what my favorite age group was?
Junior high.
Junior high.
Which is just mind-boggling because most people are like, no thanks.
People are just like, well, number one, they got my sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. But you also have the, don't mess with me, which is needed for that age group.
Well, and what was nice was, most of the kids that I had in junior high, I already had in elementary school, and I already had the fear of God put into them that I would,
Yeah, there wasn't going to be any shenanigans.
Flushing them down the toilet in the New York Minute. And it really worked out well. Mm-hmm. It really honestly did. I'll tell you my least favorite, high school. I mean, you have to give them permission to get excited.
Well, they're trying to be too cool.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just like, I didn't like high school at all.
Yeah.
junior high. I mean, they came in every day. I mean, you know, and there were, well, number one, they knew me. They was probably for 5 years, some of them. But some of them not.
Will you put something out on the white space while you chitter chat? Thank you.
Look at that. Look at the patina on that. Isn't that wonderful? Still kind of sticky.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what is with...
I think so too, Anne. She thinks 6th grade should stay in elementary.
I do too.
Because it's so hard.
They eat them up.
They do.
My little 6th graders are traumatized.
And
none of them wanted
grade.
to go to the bathroom because they were bullied in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they would tell me about it. And I would wait until the kids came in that they told me about. And I wouldn't tell them who told on them. But I would say, you know what? I better not be hearing that anymore. Because there's going to be some stuff going down here, honey. And it ain't going to be pretty. You know, there's always a bigger bully. And I used to tell my little chicas.
Yeah, because they were mean.
They were mean. And they hey, they were mean to everybody. It wasn't anybody.
No. They were mean to each other.
They were mean to each other and everything. And I would just tell them when they came in the door, I said, I am the queen here. I decide who gets to be mean. The mean queen right here.
There we go.
And they knew it was, they knew. I remember some kids that would transfer in. This one little girl, Courtney, she used to say, just sit down and shut up. It'll be a lot better.
Just get through it.
All the new kids. And it really isn't worth. Just sit down and shut up. This is coming from the kids.
So you didn't even have to do anymore.
I mean, you know, they were
Yeah.
It'll be a lot more fun if you just sit down and shut up.
Yeah. That's great.
I just love this. I'm going to have a hard time doing anything else to it. I have another one?
Maybe.
I do have another one, but it's a smaller version.
Is that because that's the 9x12? It was. He didn't want to stretch it out anymore and wanted to leave enough border there.
Yeah, so that you'd have around the...
Some of the designs we take it right up to the edge, if it makes sense, and then some you're going to kind of need a little bit more border to.
Oh, see, that's going to look...
Oh, that looks fabulous.
That's going to look...
Where are we at with your book?
It's in a bag over here. We still have to do... I couldn't find my... I've lost 2 of the pages. I'm hoping that you are in possession of them. But I tried to find them because I thought we might do that today, but I couldn't find them. And I thought, well, I really...
we wanted to do the print things that we worked on. That was fun. I do have things over here. I don't know that I have... Oh, I think I do have your stuff. Hold on.
Okay, well, we've got an empty plate here. Let's
Yeah, and we've got about 12 minutes or so.
Let's do this.
But yeah, I got your...
Okay, let's use this up because it's not going to get better in here. My purple.
Mm-hmm. Here. You want to put that in your bag?
Oh, I do. Thank you. Yeah. See, we still have to do. I have to do my. And I just, don't know.
Oh, well, and I need to chomp the edges, and then we need to decide on how we're.
Well,
if I'm going to poke.
We have to decide about what kind of chomping we're going to do.
Yes. How's that looking? Is it still?
Yeah, it's still looking pretty good.
All right.
Still looking pretty good.
That.
All right. Whoops. Oh, my new paper. I gotta get that cleaned up right away, y'all.
Oh yes, I noticed how lovely your paper was looking.
Well, yesterday I just went ahead and, when I was doing the cards.
You've been kind of resting. It's like you did laundry. So she's been actually not really resting because it's, 20 trips up the stairs.
Yeah, I had a little laundry situation. Okay, that was probably way more than I needed there. But again, we're going to be squeezing this through the stencil this time.
Yeah.
We're going to be squeezing it up through the stencil, not pushing it down through the stencil.
Central. We're in Texas.
And we still have a little striations there. See that? That we don't care. No worries.
That's awesome, Eddie.
And when you first put this down, you want to make sure you're holding on to it because it can skate on you. Now, once you get it so that it's started, you can feel it's grabbing. Then you can hold this in, pick this one up, kind of like Mariah did the... Oh, the clear stuff. I couldn't believe that actually worked. That absolutely...
Christy thinks your brayer needs some WD-40. I told her to squeeze some of that mineral oil in there because it is mighty squeaky.
Oh, I don't even hear it anymore.
She doesn't.
I mean, I don't usually hear things anyway. Down in there. Well, that's looking good. It's looking good.
Yeah, see, Eddie was going through this the other day with trying to get, or no, it was Carrie's video. There we go. Sorry. I mean, I've been watching a lot of y'all's videos lately, trying to kind of catch up and make sure that I'm still, you know, we like to swear you show up here. I need to show up on y'all's channels too. So, but yeah, Carrie was having that same thing with the, you know, he's like, oh, really should have used the tissue paper because trying to get down in there,
yeah,
especially once you already have paint thing on there,
yeah,
it just makes it even trickier.
Makes it even trickier. Okay, let's pick this up and let's put this down. I don't know. This
yes, the card is
horrible.
Cardstock is very hard to get.
Oh yes, that's why I don't even like the Jack Richardson.
Yeah, you're not going to get that.
It's thick.
It's thick.
It's thick.
Really, those thicker cardstocks and thicker papers are going to be for that final pull more than anything. If you're working through a stencil, you're going to have better luck with the thinner papers and ideally like tissue or even the calligraphy paper, things of that nature. Stuff that's going to actually go down there. The more detailed your stencil is, that it becomes even more true.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that's going to have to sit a spell. Got some good cracky stuff going on there. See that? Happy about that. I like that. Okay, now.
Yes, carnival tissue. That's the wet strength
Look
carnival
at this.
tissue.
I mean, I think this is really cool looking.
Yes. My horse is in there somewhere. Nay.
Nay. Not there anymore. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm. I love that kind of periwinkle-ish. It's darker than periwinkle, but it's in that zone.
Yeah. Decided which side that really is, you know, the one I'm supposed to be using.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice. I like that. I think we need to do something else to this. Put this over here so it's not getting mucked up. Alright, what do I have that's open here?
You got 7 minutes.
Alright, well we need to get something down on here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Judy. Judy dropped in the shop link. And that will take you over to look at all of these stencils and more. And thank you to those of you that have been, you're so kind, sending the emails, letting us know, like, if there's something that's looking a little funky or, you know, anything, any little tweaks that we need to make to the site. I mean, it really helps us out big time. I know some people are probably like, oh, well, maybe they already know about that or whatever. Just assume that we don't.
That's always the best.
Yes.
Now, the reason I put this down this way is because I don't want that to transfer to this, because I want to use this.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be cool, if it works.
Is your lady transfer? Oh, with the wallpaper ready. Oh, Kathy wants to see it.
Okay, I will do that as soon as I get this down here.
Get down on it.
Okay, now, again, I used a lot more paint than I would normally use because of the stencil situation. And I'm going to try to get this down here very quickly and get it up before it starts getting attached to that bottom layer and pulls up Jelly Shelly.
Hello, Maxie. Yes, on Monday. It will be going out on Monday. It came back to me because I didn't put enough postage on it. That was my bad.
Horrors.
I know.
Horrors. Okay,
Oh, that
I
looks
think it
fabulous.
worked.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite. And I think if you do gold,
Let it dry.
if you pull that with gold,
Or what about brushing?
yeah, that would be good too. Ooh, cheer my tummy. My tummy says
Because see, it would still be all in that bluey, greeny.
yeah.
Or I wait until I get my Jenkins green.
Dude, nay to Jenkins. I said, do you really need that Jenkins green? She goes, well, do you want me to mix it? I just want to put it down there.
Trying to find her. Well, I found this one. We're going to do something with that one. That one's not totally lost. Here's this lady.
Think it'll come. I mean, I think things are drying pretty darn quick today.
It's utterly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here she is. There's her little face right there.
There she is.
There she is.
I mean, it's very arty. It's
Oh, yeah, it is. Very painterly.
painterly.
Painterly. All right, I'll put that over in your pile, Mariah. But look how nice and clean that. Didn't have a little
That's funny, Eddie.
pinky poopy stuff there on the edge. Oh, I keep grabbing that one. Ah.
Oh, Ricky Nordmeyer says Jenkins green is one of her essentials.
Well, I saw somebody using it. I can't remember who. But I thought, I need that green.
I don't know.
That is green I do not have, that I cannot readily make. I know how to make that green. I can make it.
But it takes a little doing.
It takes a bit of doing, and it isn't something that you want to do on the plate. Oh, look at that.
Okay, hold that up because you gotta appreciate the wallpaper. I mean, remember, I did this. This is a magazine transfer from a little ad. It was about the chair. Now it's about the wallpaper.
I know, I really like the chair. I didn't even realize there was a person there. I was just focused on the chair.
We love a good chair and an ottoman.
Love a good chair. Hey, I do love a good chair.
She does. She collects chairs, ottomans.
I collect chairs.
She needs a hotel to fill with all of her little things. And not so little things.
Well, this isn't very interesting, but we'll pull it anyway.
Oh, okay. Sherry was waiting for that one. Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, thanks, guys. Lots of hearts.
Well, that's,
Yeah, it's cute.
That's cute. We can use it. It's a nice first layer.
Yeah. Thank you, Sharon.
All right, actually, that's about all I've got. Oh, we can pull this. I mean, I don't. I'm really sorry I didn't use that lighter.
That's all right.
Purple.
I think it kind of would. I mean, that yellow was so transparent that I don't know that there was going to be a win-win for that.
Yeah, but here's what's interesting. Look at this. When I tilt it, can you see? I think if I printed this again, I think that might leave some here. I mean, what do we got to lose? It's just like nothing. nothing's working.
I mean, I think it's cool looking. But yeah, if you wanted to do that,
Let's do it.
I wouldn't be mad at you. Well, we got 1 minute.
We've got 1 minute? Mm-hmm. I think I can do it. All right, so now we talk about what color we're going to use to do this with. And I am thinking...
That's true. Could have done that, Diane.
Lucas. Mauve. So if we can get that to come off there in purple, and I can print it. All right, now we're being very, very, very...
You got to go thin.
Thin with our paint.
And I think you want to go kind of quick, too.
We got a little brayer action here with a little blue on that, but I don't think that's not going to be a big issue.
Anna, she's going to see if it'll transfer. Because between the two different paints, it could have created a transferable situation. Perhaps. We'll see. Yeah, I think lightly. This is one of those things where it's going to be just about... Look at that. Look at that. Now, have you seen anybody else do that?
Well, I just know it's happened accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wish I'd used Prussian. But I think you could still get another one. Can you see?
Let it dry. Let it dry.
Let it dry. And you could still get another transfer off of that.
Eddie says, oh, snap. That was. That's some business right there.
Okay.
Okay, what a way to end that stream.
Absolutely. And we're going to save old Spiky Girl here.
Yes. I thought she was fantastic. Okay, she'll be coming back around.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you come here at the end, it is the end. Please do give those thumbsy upsies. Come back. Leave us a comment. I love reading the comments. They help the channel. They help us know things and, all that.
And,
if you have questions.
Even if you're upset about something or you would like to see something else happen rather than what did happen. I mean,
do that.
I taught school for almost 25 years, so I'm pretty much...
She's okay with that.
Yeah. I don't get my feelings hurt. Oh, and by the way, the abdication... What was it? How did Patty Tolly Perry say it? Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, she always puts that. That is good.
I thought that was so great. Well, rumors of my abdication are greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, she's back and with us. That print on the end there was fantabulous.
Look at this stuff here.
I don't know.
I'm such a messy...
Bye, guys. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.
Bye. Messy.
Messy.